section is all about lines and equations of lines and slopes of lines, horizontal lines, vertical lines, parallel, perpendicular lines. So we're going to look at all kinds of lines. So to start with, we're going to start with the slope. This is a review from several courses, and you can see at the top of your notes, it says if you have 2 points, x1, y1, and x2, y2, the slope is given by rise over run, rise over run, rise over run. Okay, like that, which is the change in the y's, how much in the up direction do you change or down direction, over the change in the x, how much do you change going left to right or vice versa. And that is defined as y2 minus y1, 1 over x2 minus x1. And then it says as long as x2 does not equal x1, and the reason is if they were equal, you would have 0 in the denominator. It says if x1 does equal x2, and you have a 0 in the denominator, then you have a vertical line and the slope would be undefined. So let's look at example 1. Example 1 says calculate the slopes of the lines L1, L2, L3, and L4 containing the following pairs of points. Now I'm not going to recopy all of that. You've got it on your notes. L1 has 2 points, L2, L3, L4 each have 2 points. Notice that all of them have the point P, 2, 3. So what we're going to look at is what kind of lines these make. So we're going to find the slope of each of those lines and graph them. So what you have, now I'm going to try to draw a real big one. So I'm going to put this on pause so I can grid this out. Okay, mine's not great, but it'll work. So let's look at line 1. Line 1, we have these points. We've got the points 2, 3, and -1, -2. So the point 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and the point -1, -1, 2. And so if I connect these, mostly, that gives me line 1. Now we want to know the slope of that line. So I'm going to label these x1, y1, x2, y2, and the slope is given by y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, which is -5 over -3, which is a positive 5/3. So this line has a slope of positive 5/3, and notice that it's going up. All right, that's how we're going to do each one. Line 2 is the same point, 2, 3, and then its other point is the point 3, -1. So we still have this point, and then we have the point 1, 2, 3, -1. So that line goes something like that. That is our line 2. Notice it's going down, so our slope should be negative. So when we figure the slope, x1, y1, x2, y2, I have, let's move this down one, slope, I've got y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So I get -4 over 1, or the slope is -4. Put a box around that one and a box around this one. So yes, the slope of that line was negative and the line's going down. Okay, let's look at line 3. Line 3 has the points again, 2, 3, and then its second point is the point 5, 3. So we've got this point 2, 3, and then the point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. That line is obviously a horizontal line. That's line 3, and we want to know its slope. So x1, y1, x2, y2, slope is 3 minus 3 over 5 minus 2, or 0 over 3, which is 0, and that makes sense because we know that a horizontal line has a slope of 0. Finally, we have line 4 with the point 2, 3 and the point 2, 5. So x1, y1, x2, y2, let's find it on the graph. The point 2, 3 and the point 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what kind of line is that? That is a vertical line. That's line 4. So we know its slope should be undefined, but we can prove that by saying m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, which is 2 over 0, which is, yes, undefined. So that slope of line 4 is undefined. So quick review. So the conclusions at the bottom say when the line slants upward from left to right, the slope of the line is positive. That's this case. When the line slants downward from left to right, the slope of the line is negative. When the slope is 0, the line is horizontal. And when the slope is undefined, the line is vertical. So this was my horizontal line, and this was my vertical line. All right, so let's look on the back. Graphs. It says graph the line that contains the point 3, 2, and has a slope of m equals 3/4. Now let's write what that means. They're both positive, so it means up 3, right 4. So how do you graph that? You first plot the point 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, right there. And then, I didn't make this tall enough. We're going to go, in fact, let's do this. Let's do the 2 right here. We'll count by 2s. So ignore that, sorry. We'll go up 3, so up 1, 2, 3, and then right 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we have a second point, and I can now graph that line like that. So you can use a point and a slope to graph the line easily. And since that slope was positive, you can see that that line is going up. All right, let's look at B. B, it still has the point 3, 2, but now the slope is negative 4/5. Notice I chose to put that negative in the numerator. You can put it in the numerator or the denominator. And when I put it in the numerator, it means down 4, but right 5. So let's do that again. I'll do it a little neater this time. We start with the point 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. That's right there. And now we go down 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we go right from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to here. And so this line, you can see with negative slope, is going down. So it's just using slope and a point to graph the line. I'll review.